First up, our story is we're going to talk dating etiquette for the modern dater. Here's a question. I like this one. I really love this story. When can you ask the person you're seeing to delete their dating app? I mean, how juicy is this? This is literally modern romance.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's like a conversation you have to have. I had a friend, true story, she was dating somebody on one of the dating apps, and then it was like kind of getting serious. So she was like, I'm gonna go on the dating app and get off now. And when she logged in, she saw that he was still on and had just updated all of his pictures with pictures that she had taken of him.
Oh my God.
And I was like, she was just mortified. I'm like, well, didn't you have a conversation with him about, are we doing this now? And the answer was no, she didn't. So this just comes down to communication.
A lot of layers. Well, Vice actually said, when can I ask the person I'm dating to delete Tinder or, any dating app? And they say when this question pops up in your head, maybe it's time to have that larger conversation about defining the relationship. And it's not about just saying no to other people, but yes to the one that you're with. I like your perspective because I don't think there's a right or a wrong. You're saying communication is best, and I don't think a relationship's gonna survive without it, period, at the beginning, middle, or end.
Yeah, and if you can't have that conversation of like, are we off the dating apps? Then you shouldn't be in this relationship, right? That's like the starter conversation.
Your friend's example is a non-starter for me.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, next, Drew. Okay, we're getting into the Charlie's Angel spirit with Sierra, who I love. Hello Giggles reports that she just posted her latest look, and take a look at this. It is full on Farrah Fawcet. Yeah, the Farrah flip is showing up. She looks amazing.
She does.
And it's a huge trend. It's now on TikTok, okay?
Oh my God, does that remind me of childhood?
Right? Look, there's Brie Larson. Would you ever do that Farrah Fawcet
I did
flip?
it in Charlie's Angels.
There you are.
There you go. That was the best wig ever, by the way. I still have it.
You do? Where?
I cut it. Those wigs are so expensive. I'm not kidding. They're made by master artists, from all over the world. These wigs cost so much money, so I keep them. And then if you're working on a different film with a different budget, you're like, don't worry, I got a wig in my bag.
I work on RuPaul's Drag Race. I know about wigs in the bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never throw away a wig.
Not a good one.
You can always reintroduce it. Well, hairstyles always come back around, and so do names, apparently, because Fatherly reports a new study of parents are reaching back to the 1800s to name their babies. Researchers at the family history site MyHeritage crunched census data to find that Ada, Nora, Theodore, Eliza, Ella, and Walter are all making a comeback.
It's about time Walter made a comeback.
I always think of Sleepless in Seattle when I hear Walter. While the names of the 1980s and 1990s, like Jessica, Jennifer, and Amanda, have actually decreased. And have you met a lot of Rossi Rosses lately?
No, I haven't. I'm glad. I don't know where Ross came from. I asked my mom once. She goes, I just liked it. I just thought she was like a fan of Ross Dress for Less. And then I asked my dad, did you always want to name me Ross? And do you know what he wanted to name me?
What?
Captain. And I'm furious my name is not Captain. Wouldn't I make a great captain?
It's never too late.
Thank you.
I cannot even imagine you as any other name.
Well, I love a one-syllable name because I'm a busy guy. I got things to do. You know what I mean? Drew.
I do, Ross. And finally, it's time for a brand new segment. We're putting on our Drew's News spin on the traditional advice column in Ask a Deskpert. Do it.
Ask a Deskpert. It just rolls off the tongue.
All right. Now, Ross and I make no claims to know any better than anyone else. But listen, if you have a conundrum, we want to help.
Oh, we want to help real bad.
I know. Why do I love giving advice?
It's like my number one thing to do.
It's my favorite thing ever.
And I'm not qualified at all.
Well, I will say I have ascertained extraordinary advice from great minds throughout my whole life. So if I can be a funnel of that wisdom, you know what? let me be that. And we asked you to submit your questions about life, love, and relationships. And Rossi and I will use our combined years of experience on this earth to give our best ideas and advice for you to take or disregard completely. Rossi, who's our first letter?
All right. I love this. We're just helping our friends out. This is
We
a letter.
hope.
We hope. This letter says, Deskperts. I've been with my partner for 7 years. Sometimes I lie just a little to keep the peace. For example, they write, I watch full seasons of shows and I don't tell him when I rewatch them with him as if it's just the first time. But that is awful. But recently his phone lit up and I read 3 of his texts. Maybe not so bad, but then I also flipped through his notebook on his desk. I feel terrible. Do I tell him so I come clean and have a clean slate, or do I just keep it to myself? How do I stop myself from going down this rabbit hole of a slippery movie thriller signed Desperately Snooping in Chicago? For starters, if you have to snoop, something's going on probably within you. Agreed?
Agreed. I think this is all about this person, not so much about the other person.
Yes, and I will also say the part that I have a real problem with is you watching a full season of a show. If my Wellington if he watched 90 Day Fiancé without me, the wedding is off. You understand me? That one really gets me going.
I will say that I think it is best to not snoop. I think it's a slippery slope, and I think you can get addicted to it, and you can start conjuring up things that you don't know. You gotta trust, you gotta respect yourself and that other person. So there's 2 different things at play here. Maybe the watching the shows is kind of cute and innocent, doesn't bother me. But the snooping, I'd say cut it off and just get confident, because the person that you need to work on is you, not them. You cannot control what other people do. You can only control yourself. And you want to be the example of how people should behave, not sitting there like, hating yourself the whole time. So move on. Just move along and be respectful and let it go. Mm-hmm. And if there's something burning and you're really suspicious of something, you can also listen to your inner gut on that.
Yeah, if there's something burning, there's probably a cream for that.
I hope we get more questions for our advice column.